Greetings to you all. This is Hades Moon. This is the Plutonic Plains video for Pluto for the month of March. Today's March 8th, so I'm a little late. So I missed the first, well, I'll share it so you guys can see at least the write-up. So this is the write-up right here. So we had on March 2nd, the day after Venus retrograded, we had Pluto squaring the Taurus moon. Today is March 8th, so we have Pluto opposing the Leo moon. Wow, I could feel that today. It's opposing, yeah. And then on the 16th, we'll have Pluto squaring the Scorpio moon. That's right after the uh, solar lunar eclipse, the total lunar eclipse. And then before the solar eclipse at the end of the month, on the 24th of March, we'll have Pluto conjunct the Aquarius moon. And not long after that, the cycle will repeat. And near the end of the month, I didn't write it up, but we'll have Pluto squaring Taurus. That'll be more beginning of April, around the time of the final eclipse of the month. And so I wanted to talk a little about Pluto and Mars, just in the sense of Mars being direct now, and in the sense of this insight I wanted to share. So to kind of to really have a sense of what's going on in your life, it's always best to know what Jupiter and Mars are doing and Saturn, those three planets, because Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune are very slow moving. Once you know where they're where they're at, and they'll usually be there for a while. But Jupiter's always moving. For the summer, Jupiter's presently in Gemini, but in the summer it'll move to Cancer. So that'll be a very beneficial placement for those with Cancer Sun or Cancer Moon placements or other Cancer placements or Cancer ascendants. So that's the big shift for Jupiter. Saturn is moving into Aries in May, at the end of May. So that's a huge shift. And Mars is direct right now in, pretty sure it's direct in Leo already. Could still be in Cancer, but I think it's in Leo. It's going to move to Virgo in the summer, and then it'll move to Libra by the time we get to the next eclipses. So it's good to know those three planets where they are because they're still considered outer planets, but well, Mars personal, but Saturn and Jupiter, they still move about quicker than the far outer unseen planets. It's good to know where those are. And just a reminder that Pluto's in gate 40. How am I forgetting the gate where Pluto's at? Pluto's in gate. Should have it there. I don't think I'm remembering. So it'll be in the human design chart. 41. That's right. 41. I was forgetting. So Pluto continues in the gate of fantasy. And so this is about, what's not true. This is about mental illusions and delusions. So it's about grounding and getting back into the body and realizing that, not all fantasies will come true or need to. We as humans need to have our fantasies for whatever reason or purpose to get a sense of what we want to have as goals, what we want to experience or not. And that's real important. But Pluto there is going to be there for a long time, the next 4 or 5 years. And so it's going to be making clear uh, we what we really want to experience. And so the big decision is, do you want to enter the transhumanist um, machine world, or do you want to retain your humanity? And this really takes spending time in nature, uh, having to spend time in the digital worlds. I feel the drain of it. It's really intense. Like it really affects me. And so I have to make a real effort to be in being when I'm in nature, when I'm outside. Even if some of the features of like this kind of matrix we're in are, don't convey a real sun or real light or, real planetary configurations, but instead kind of echoes of the real planetary lights somewhere else. Even so, we're here to experience nature and the natural world and the grace of that and the joy of that and the joy of others. So I'll leave you guys with that. Just a reminder, these Pluto dates, this is usually when Pluto is breaking down something inauthentic, something emotional. And so these days, there's usually a lot of intensity in destroying that which is not authentic. So watch and observe. These are the days when blowups usually occur. And and it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just what is. We as humans grow through a process of distillation of what is true and what is not true. And so emotions usually have a lot to do with that as we're very emotional beings with that solar plexus, which is becoming more and more aware. And that perhaps is the light of these next couple years, is the realization that the solar plexus channel, as it awakens into a center, not channel, but a center of awareness, more powerful than the mind, that that is going to be a beacon for humanity, a light for humanity, just as we lose our grounding in other ways, just as the program will no longer support us as we shift to the cross of the sleeping phoenix. We will be supported by a new awareness or a greater awareness of that former awareness. So I hope that's helpful to all of you. I'll see you in the next. I think the next video will be Dorje and I will do a video on the Venus retrograde in the next couple days. And so that'll be the third video. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already.